Alright guys, so welcome back to another lesson. In today's lesson, we're going to be speaking about the delta. So now we're getting a little bit more exciting. We're getting into the good stuff. So make sure you listen throughout the whole video for this lesson, because this lesson is probably the most important lesson of the whole series. If you understand delta and if you understand the law of effort and result, then everything is going to make absolute brilliant sense. Okay, so let's go down right here into the statistical panel, and we can see kind of like 5 different columns. We have delta, max delta, min delta, and volume. The main things that we look at is realistically the max delta and the min delta and the volume. We also look at the delta as well. Cumulative delta we don't really care about too much. What is the delta first of all? Okay, let me explain that. The delta is basically the net difference between the buyers and sellers within a candle. So essentially, it's going to be able to tell me not just the volume on its own. It's going to tell me the amount of traders on both sides. Okay, it's going to tell me the amount of traders on both sides within that candle, but it really doesn't tell me who's in control. Whereas the delta is going to tell me how much more the sellers were than the buyers, or how much more the buyers were than the sellers. And this is very, very, very useful information. So when taking a look at the delta, the understanding is that if the delta is increasing and if the delta is green, then we should expect buying. Okay, buying candles, green candles. And if the delta is red, if it's negative delta, then we should see selling off in the market. And the stronger that the delta is, then the stronger that the candle should be. And the weaker that the delta is, the weaker the candle should be. Now, this isn't always the case. So what you have to do, and what a lot of people miss out on and they don't understand, is the law of effort and result. You have to be able to match the effort with the result. The result being how the candle printed in price, and the effort being the delta and the volume. This is very, very important that you have to understand this. Let's take a look at this price action that played out today. This is very, very important, and it's actually a brilliant example because I was able to catch this beautiful GPSD buy with the team today by understanding delta. So if we take a look at price, we can see as we go down, first of all, that on a downtrend we see more red numbers altogether. Okay, if we don't look at the numbers, but we just kind of look at the colors, we see there's more red. And then as we go up, we see more green. This makes sense, right? But now we have to dig down a little deeper, and we have to see the relationship between the delta, the max delta, and the min delta in here. And it's very, very important that what you want to see is one side overpowering the other side by a lot. So you don't want to see, like, okay, if we take a look at this candle right here, this is 8 and 15. The min delta is only like 100% more than the max delta. It isn't that much bigger. And it's only -5. This is a weak candle. I'm not really interested in weak candles. I'm interested in high conviction candles. Candles where one side is much, much heavier than the other side. A candle, for example, like this candle, 882240. Zero selling whatsoever in this candle, a lot of buying. Once again, 17-0. Zero selling right here, a decent amount of buying. So this is, for me, something that I want to be looking for. If I find a candle that's like this, for example, I don't have too much interest in this. It's 51 minus 34. It doesn't stick out. When looking at the order flow, and in order to be able to identify extreme strength or extreme weakness, you need to be able to see that there is extreme strength and extreme weakness in the delta too. So this is very, very important. Now, the law of effort and result is very, very important. It means that whatever happens here prints here. Let's take a look at this though. We have -4 in the delta and -11 in the mid delta. And a lot of time, by the way, we take a look and we match these two together. What we usually want to see for healthy price action to confirm this downtrend is we want to see very, very few buying here and stronger selling. Throughout this whole range though, what I see is strong buying and weak selling. I'll explain this in a second. So first of all, let's take a look at this. I see a delta of -4, and this is the candle. Then I see a delta of 64 plus 64, and this is the candle. And then I see 22, and this is the candle. Okay, and then I see -56, and this is the candle. I have to be able to look, and I don't look at when I take a look at the delta and I take a look at the price action, law of effort and result. I have to be able to see, okay, is the effort matching the result here? Is the effort matching the result? Is the effort matching the result? Is the effort matching the result? And you'll only be able to tell this by looking at an accumulation of price action. You have to take a look at 5-6 candles all in total. And if you start seeing that, okay, The delta right here is 79, and this is the size of the candle. Okay, and then I start seeing, or even look, the delta right here is minus 13, and this is the size of the candle. And then I see that this is minus 56, and this is the size of the candle. Well, it's not matching right here. I can see that there's so much more selling, but this is what the candle looks like right here. And then there's not that much selling, and this is what the candle looks like right here. And they're both the same size, so this doesn't make sense. Now, all in all, it's very, and I'm going to explain now in a second when we look at our buy setup. It's good. What I'm saying right here is going to click. The delta might confuse you for a little bit, but as we go through this, it will make much more sense. As I was saying, the law of effort and result, it's very important to be able to see, okay, the delta in comparison to the result. If the result looks skewed, if you have, for example, an extremely strong positive delta, you should see a very strong positive candle. But if you don't see that and you see like a doji, this should trigger signs for you. This should say that something here is not right. It's an anomaly. If you see a very weak delta, but a very strong candle, like they're not matching up, okay, there's no correlation there, then something wrong is occurring. For example, right here, I have a very strong negative candle, right? It's a very strong bearish candle. Price opened higher, closed lower. But I see that the delta is 101. It's positive. 104 minus 29. Okay, there's a bit of selling there still, but it's still 4 times larger. But the candle is this size. Don't make sense. So this is a sign. This is an anomaly for me, and it's telling me that, okay, potentially we could start expecting the reversal, because look, the buyers here are very strong. So in a sense, this is an anomaly. Whereas, look, minus 56. We had the minus 56 right here, or we had the 22, and look at the size of the candles right here. But then now we have a plus 101, and it's this large, and it's a bearish candle. It's not making sense. Okay, so this is very important, guys. And the way I look at this, and this is kind of my secret sauce, the way I look at this is, I would mark out a point of interest, right? And let's say my institutional candles right here, or my order block, whatever you want to call it. And the way I would look at it is like this: how price approaches the zone, how price reacts from the zone, and how it moves away. This is my secret sauce, so listen up. The way I want to see price approaching the zone is, of course, the sellers decreasing. I want to see less sellers' interest as we approach my zone. I want to see less selling interest as we approach my zone. Then as we tap into my zone, I want to see buying interest. I want to see some large buying orders come into here, confirming that the passive orders are being tapped into from that order block. And as we move away, I want to see buying, but also buying increasing. I want to see buying increasing. If the buying is decreasing, then this could potentially be a good sign to get out of the trade. So let's take a look at what's happening right here as we approach the zone. Well, as we approach the zone, right, I see that this is a bearish trend right here, but the delta clearly right here is showing me that throughout most of it, we have some large buying already coming in. You know, right, that when it comes to the institutions and how they buy in the market, they can't just execute in the algorithm a buy order straight away. They can't. The market will crash. It's not possible. They won't get their orders filled in. So in order for them to do that, they have to iceberg their orders. They have to get in a little bit here. They have to buy up here, a little, buy up here, buy up here, buy up here. Eventually, then when the market reverses, then okay, their orders, like they have to like split their orders in multiple little orders, rather than just being able to execute one large order. And this is what we kind of see right here. So I see, even though we're in a bearish trend, buyers are stronger than the sellers. Here, nothing. Buyers are stronger than the sellers. It's still going down. Okay, the law is not matching. The effort is not matching the result right here, because I can see that the delta overall, yes, they're still selling, but overall the buyers are still stronger. Look, 104 minus 29. Look at this candle. So as I said, the effort is not matching the result. So as I was saying, the buying here is very strong. Now the expectation that if I wanted to see this trend continue to sell off, then I need to see some strong selling, but there's no strong selling here whatsoever. It's showing me that this is a very weak trend. Now as I tap into my point of interest, and let me bring up my my chart here real quick. So G all in all today was fairly choppy, but we had this move, and I had this area marked down. I was looking for buys right from here, and this move was beautiful. As I said, we all got in I caught this, the team caught this, you know, the team and their whole families caught this. It was beautiful. So I had the zone marked out, and in order for me to confirm if this zone was going to hold or not, you see this very, very big kind of like very, very scary looking move down. From a price action perspective, this scares you. Okay, from a price action, just looking at a naked candlestick chart, this looks like the momentum is so strong to the downside. It's very, very scary. But the delta here actually allows me to see that as I was coming down, the buyers are actually still the ones actually pretty much stronger than the sellers throughout here. So you see how we're actually approaching this with logic. We're approaching these ranges with logic. I'm able to see the exact buying and selling strength within this. And I can see that throughout this downtrend, even though on the price action chart, it looked very, very scary, okay? It actually wasn't, because the buying was actually much, much stronger here. Well, not much stronger, but pretty strong, okay, for this trend to continue down and lower. And then my next confirmation was to see how we would react in the zone. So when we tapped into the 15-minute IC, and as we tapped in, look at the numbers. So we went from -5, -13, 22, -56, to now we're going to 145, okay? We're going to 170, 145. We're going to 38, 38. We're going to 70, 70, 224, 165, okay? So straight away right here, this is where I could have gone into my entry. After seeing this confirmation, I need to see 3 consecutive candles, okay, 3 or 4 consecutive candles that are indicating that there's some strong strength. Now, I'm on the 3-minute because I can't scroll all the way back because this happened earlier on the day. But usually what I would see, I wouldn't be on the 3-minute. I'd usually actually be on the 1-minute, and I'd look at 3, 4 consecutive very strong 1-minute candles with orders this big. And you can see this is a delta flip. It's called a delta flip because we went from -18 to 145. It's a fairly big flip, okay? And then straight away, look, all of the buying that was from here, okay, all of the buying that was adding up here, all the buying that's adding up here, and now the large influx of buying deltas, okay, positive deltas, led to this nice move right there. And then what did I see? As we went along the trend, it's very, very important because I use this for exits as well. What do I need to see? I need to see some strong buying, okay, I need to see some strong buying occur in order for me to keep holding this trade. So we went from 69, 224, 165, 29, 70, 1112, 41, 88. All in all, okay, it's not too bad, but the selling is still there. Selling is still there. So this is kind of giving me, you know, I'm kind of getting stressed a little bit that this might not fully work out. Anyways, I keep holding, but now I start seeing -101, -104, 55, -119, -131, 8. If this is a sign to get out, okay, I don't know what is, but I got out here. That's it. That's all I need to know. The buying clearly went from 224 and it's just decreasing slowly down to 8, while the selling went from kind of 0 and we're going all the way up to like 131 now. We're increasing. This is a good sign that now sellers potentially could start coming to the market. At this point, I get out. So I was able to hold the trade from here all the way here. This is a nice 3 to 4 risk to reward right there. Okay, after that you can see the trade kind of consolidated. And yeah, like after that, I wouldn't have been interested in the trade anymore. Okay, so this is extremely, extremely important. Being able to look at the delta, being able to see how is the delta playing out as we approach my zone, as we tap into my zone, and as we move away. Now there's sometimes, okay, where the law, as I said, the effort doesn't match the result, where you get some sort of effort, but the result is a little bit skewed, like an anomaly. This is called absorption, and we're going to discuss absorption in the next video, because this is the people that don't get absorption are the people that are like, okay, yeah, delta doesn't work. The delta is 100% always correct, but it's about how you interpret it. And it's very, very important that you're able to interpret absorption correctly, because if you don't understand what absorption is, you could get really, really confused and you might interpret the delta incorrectly. So make sure you go watch the next video, okay? Obviously when I upload it. But yeah, in the next lesson, as I said, we're going to speak about absorption. Very, very important lesson. Make sure you stick to through all the way to the end. If I haven't mentioned already, I'm literally teaching all this order flow stuff right here for free, guys, on Telegram. So make sure you go ahead down to the link down the description below, join my free Telegram group. I'm teaching all of this. I'm hosting free Zoom sessions to teach you guys what I'm showing you right here. So make sure you go ahead and join that channel right now. Make sure you drop a like on the video, subscribe. And if you haven't already, also as well, I've prepared a free order flow introductory ebook for you that you can avail of right now and down in the description down below. So make sure you grab that as well. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next lesson. Have a great day. Bye bye.